So hey guys, welcome to another video in Eddie in Denmark. Today's video is focused towards living expenses for students in Denmark. So if you're an international student who is planning to come to Denmark or already here in Denmark and don't know about this expenses for a month that students spend, so this video is for you. So please like this video and share with the people who might find it informative. So let's get started. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Aditya and I make informative videos about Denmark, study, work, lifestyle. So please consider subscribing to this channel and let's get started. So this video is divided into 4 different sections. First is accommodation, groceries, transportation and other living expenses. In the other living expenses is like electric, water bills, or your phone, internet and other leisure activities that you might have, or gym memberships. All these expenses will be there. So let's get started. The first thing is accommodation. So accommodation in Denmark is quite expensive, but being a student is a little bit good thing about is you get this good discount from the universities where you can choose to live in the dormitories or student housing. So for example, I live in Aarhus, the second biggest city in Denmark, and we have this university, Aarhus University here in Denmark, and on their website they have this link for student housing. So this is the link you might see on your screen. I'll also put the link in the description. So depending upon the university, you'll find these different links for the different cities and different accommodations. So let's, for example, we'll see this one. So on this link, when you click on it, so you have this you get different kinds of options to, different kinds of room that you can choose according to your preferences. So, but I would really recommend signing up to this dormitories or student housing before you come to Denmark, because sometimes there could be a long waiting list and then you might not find it in time. So yeah, really recommend once you get the offer letter from the university or you have paid the tuition fees, really fast, as soon as you can, sign up for these pages, websites, and then it will be available when you come to Denmark. So the student housing is a good way to save money because it's quite cheap. So the rent of the rooms in student housing totally varies according to the space that is being provided to you. For example, if you're living into 47 meter squares, it might be 5,500, or 36 square meters will be 3,500. So you can consider between 3,500 to 5,000 Danish kroners. It should be 5,000 is much expensive. I'm highballing it, but yeah, between 3,500 to 4,500, you should be able to get the student accommodation. Also, if you're coming here with your family and it's not a good idea to live in student housing or dormitories, then you can actually find an apartment and move in there. But it's a little bit expensive to be living in an apartment if you don't have a job or a full-time job. So you can think about sharing it with other people. Also, people who don't want to live in the dormitories or student housing, they can also find people who are roommates that would willing to share the apartment with you. Because there are some different Facebook pages, Facebook groups that you can sign up here in different cities, in Copenhagen or Aarhus or Aalborg, wherever you're coming, where all the international people or normal people who are willing to sublet the apartment and share rooms with you. So for example, in student housing, some places the internet might be available, but other places you might have to pay extra for it. So it totally depends on what you are signing up, and you can read all about this when you actually apply for this student housing. You can see what are the things that are included. Is there laundry or dishwashing, and what are the things. But downside of this student housing is you would have to share the living room and kitchen sometimes. So it totally depends on the place you're moving in. So that's about the housing and accommodation. So please do sign before you come to Denmark, because then it's ready for you when you are here. So the next thing is the transportation. The transportation in Denmark is it's okay cheap, unless you're taking the taxis and stuff. So if you're living near to your universities, then I might suggest getting an Ungdomskort. It's a Rejsekort, but The Rejsekort is the thing that people use for transportation. So you have this card where you can top up money every time, and then every month, or depending upon how you want it. So you top up, and when you check in and check out when you leave the transportation, and then the more you use it, the more you get discount on it. And also depending upon if you're traveling during the rush hour or normal daytime. So, but for students, I might recommend that getting Ungdomskort, Ungdomsreisekort. That is beneficial if you're living in the around same zone of your university or school. If you're not, I would totally recommend not buying a single ticket every time, because it's around 22 crowns. So it's expensive every time you have to spend that. And ticket is valid for 2 hours, so you can use it wherever you want to go. But the card, with the card, it's you can sign up and check in and check out. But another thing, the most important thing is like where you can save a lot of money if your place of education is a little bit further from your accommodation, and you have to change like 2 or 3 zones in order to get there. I would totally recommend getting an Ungdomskort. It's called Ungdomscard. You get the card. It's like a pass. Where you have to pay a specific amount of money, for example 500 or 400 crowns a month, and then you just use it in this zone as much as you want. So for example, I lived in Aarhus when I was studying, and then I had my university in Aalborg University. So I had to take the 2 buses in Aarhus to get to the station, and then train, and then bus again. So there was a lot of transportation involved, around 2 hours. So I managed to get this Ungdomskort, and then I saved a lot of money. So I used it 5 times a month, and then I was actually earned that money back. So whatever I traveled after that was almost like free. So people can save really a lot of money on this. So try and find out if you're living away from your university. So please get this Ungdomskort. So you can read more about this on Rejsekort website. So I'll leave a link in the description below. So you please do check that out. So the next thing is groceries. So groceries are really expensive here in Denmark as compared to different countries. Especially if you're a non-EU citizen and not used to this grocery shopping, but it's expensive. So you can have a budget of around 2,000 to 2,300 Danish kroner a month for groceries. So especially when I first came to Denmark, I come from India, so I ate a lot of Indian food. So it's actually quite cheaper because I ate a lot of rice. So if you're willing to live off your rice and pastas, then you should be okay. But the rest is a little bit expensive, but it is manageable actually. So especially if you're coming from subcontinent and you're used to eating a lot of rice and pulses, lentils and different kinds of things, there are some bazaars here, especially in Copenhagen and Aarhus. You can find these Indian stores, and you can get really good stuff on a good price. You just have to spend a little bit more in the beginning, but it lasts longer. So groceries are a little bit expensive, but it can be manageable so it will cost you around 2,000 to 2,300 Danish kroner a month. Also depending upon if you're eating out or how much you're eating out. So the tip about this is like you can save a lot of money on once you come to Denmark. You download these apps, 2 main important apps that I would recommend you downloading this. First is Tilbud Avis. It's called Offer, and Tilbud means offers. So it gives you different discounts. It shows you different discounts in the different shops. So for example, you choose your particular grocery store. For example, you choose Netto, and then on their page they have this different kinds of advertisement. This week they are running this campaign where the canned food is only 5 kroner or something like that. So you buy that in bulk. So you read about these different stores and then different magazines in this app, and then you figure out, okay, where I can go grocery shopping this week. So you can save a lot of money on this, because I eat a lot of chickpea or chole, and then I normally buy this in the can, and then I buy like a 24 cans each time, 2 boxes. So because if it's only 5 crowns, normally it's like 8 crowns or go to 9 crowns. So totally depends. So when you have things on sale, you can buy in bulk and store it. The canned food doesn't expire fast. So that's one thing. The another app is called Too Good To Go. Too Good To Go is an app where, for example, if it's a bakery, and then bakery, they have to make stuff fresh every day. So when they make fresh every day, and at the end of the day, there's a lot of stuff left, they, instead of throwing it out, you can get that with this app. You pay 60 crowns or 50 crowns, and then you get so many breads and everything. It will last you probably a whole week. Not only bread, it will be different kinds, whatever they have left, cakes and bakeries and buns and everything. So not only with bakeries, different shops have this. So for example, probably grocery shops have this. You get the bag full of veggies and stuff, or some other gas stations will have something else. So it totally depends upon where you want to get the stuff and what you want to get. So please get this app. It's really helpful, because even now we do this with the breads, and we freeze it down in the freezer, and then we just eat it in the weekend. So yeah. And another thing is, whenever you go into any grocery store in Denmark, you'll always find a section where there's a discount section, where the products are a little bit damaged, or can is like a little bit damaged and near expiry products, but which is not expired actually now, which still can be used for next 2-3 months. So those things are always on sale. So I would recommend getting that, because you can save a lot of money on that. I still do that. Another thing is, for example, different grocery store have a bake off here. For example, you can buy some nice buns, or some sandwiches, or pigs in a blanket, or whatever, different things that they have for sale. So if you have this bake off in a grocery store, so you normally just before the closing time, half an hour before, all this bake off is on sale for 50% discount. So it doesn't matter what day. So it's always you'll get a 50% discount on this just before closing. So if you want a nice lunch for next day for the university, or you can try and do this. So yeah, these are the tips for saving a lot of money on groceries. So next thing is other expenses. So other expenses are quite totally depends upon your lifestyle and how you want to live. If you want to go to the gym, or have a nice time, socialize with your friends, you'll of course have to spend a little bit more money on that. But normally they have in Denmark, if you're living in an apartment, I don't know about how with the housing, student housing, probably it's included in the bills, monthly rent, but you have this water bills and electric bill twice a year, every 3 or 4 months, I think, there you have to pay. So it totally depends on if you're living in apartments or in the housing. So do check that out with your landlord. How it will be. Of course, the things will be explained on the website when you sign up. So then there's your mobile data. Of course, if people who are coming from non-European countries, I would recommend getting Lebara or Leica mobile. They have this nice discount where you can call your own country for almost if you pay 100 crowns every month, you can call for free. 1000 minutes you get free, and 1000 GB data you get. So I think that's very amazing. So I normally use that. Also, then there's if you have to go for haircuts once a month, it's quite expensive haircut here in Denmark. So if you're not into that, just bring a normal razor with you, or the hair cutting machine. You can actually cut your hair. Maybe your friend can cut your hair. My wife actually cuts my hair sometimes. So yeah, so it's really expensive. It normally costs around 250 Danish kroners for one haircut. Totally depends. If you want the shades and different stuff, then it's much more expensive. It can go up to 500, and especially for women, it's very expensive, the haircuts. So yeah, I would recommending have some kind of savings for that. Yeah, the other expenses you might have as a student are the books, because books most of the times these days you will find it digitally or PDF that you can also borrow from your people who have done that semester before, or there are different groups on Facebook, you can ask for it. Also, if you want hard copies, I would recommend getting that second hand from other people. There's always students who are moving to bachelor's or some other place where they're done studying, so they will sell their books at cheap price. So normally there's a website called DBA. You can buy there, or you can always find in the university groups people are selling second-hand books, so it's cheaper to do that. So it will cost you around 1,500 to 1,500 Danish kroners per semester for books. Yeah, not more than that. So for a normal international student, the total expenses every month would be around 9,500 to 10,000 Danish crowns, I would say. That's including your transportation, accommodation, groceries, and all the other activities that you have to do, money, the expenses that you have, for example, your bills, electric bills, water bills, or internet or leisure activities, or so you want to socialize with your friends. So you should consider maybe around 9,500 to 10,000 Danish kroners, but it can also be a little bit less if you follow all the tips that I have shared with you guys with downloading all these different apps and saving money on the groceries or transportation, or if you're not into going out type, or you want to stay home, and you can save money on this too. So yeah, that's it for now. So if you have any other questions, please write them into the comments and I will try and answer that. Otherwise, if you're a new student who would like to find out more about how you can apply part-time jobs and full-time jobs, please do check out the videos that I have made. I will leave the link in the description also. And please subscribe to the channel if you want to know more about these different informative videos coming every week. So I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Thank you.